long.
Hello and welcome to the 4th episode of Season Ticket. I'm Michael.
And I'm Max. The Fairview football team played a close game versus Bay, but ended up losing, and JV lost its first game of the season.
Coach Eric Corey won his 300th game as the head tennis coach for Fairview. Congrats, Coach Corey.
Girls soccer lost their game yesterday to Amherst 4-0. For our debate this week, which current AP top 10 team will lose the most games? Who do you have, Mike?
I'm going to have to go with Texas A&M because of their schedule. They still have to play Ole Miss, LSU, Auburn, and Alabama. I see them losing 3 out of those 4 games, and even though they have Kenny Hill, I think that their schedule is going to hurt them in the long run. Who do you think loses the most?
I have to go Ole Miss because they're in the same division as A&M, and it's a very tough division, and I just don't think Ole Miss is as good as overall as any of the other 4.
Yeah, and in our first prediction episode, I predicted South Carolina to beat Georgia, which I correctly got somehow in a very tight game. And I get 2 points as South Carolina beat them with a 4th and inches play. And Steve Spurrier had a classic quote on 4th and inches when the reporter asked him if he was going for it. He said, "You kidding? 4th and inches? Why wouldn't you do that?" And I also took Virginia over Louisville in my upset special of the week, getting 3 points because Virginia beat Louisville, and that gives myself 6 points. And who is your upset special?
I took Tennessee over Oklahoma, and it didn't go well.
Oh.
In the UCLA-Texas game, we both had UCLA over Texas, and in a surprisingly close game, the backup for UCLA led them to a victory as Brett Hundley got hurt, so we both get 1 point. I took the Falcons over the Bengals, which ended up being a Bengals victory over the Falcons, which Ryan played poorly, and Michael gets 1 point for picking the Bengals. And then I also took the Panthers and get the 1 point in that game over the Lions as Cam Newton had a big game.
And I took the Chargers to upset the Seahawks, and I get the 1 point in that game. And I also took the Bears over the 49ers in 2 very big upsets over some SEC West powers. And another game we didn't cover because we thought it was an easy win for USC, ended up not being, was the USC-Boston College game, with Boston College made a shocking upset, probably the biggest upset of the year. And what's the big Thursday night game, Max?
Auburn plays Kansas State, and
I think that Auburn will run all over them in a big blowout. What about you?
I feel the same way.
Yeah, and at the scores at the end of today, it's Michael with 10 points and Max with 3. And if Auburn wins, it'll be 11-4. We'll catch you next time as we preview all the big games in college football, including Clemson versus Florida State.